Years ago, I was drowning in disorganization. And as an INFP, I've learned some of my core strengths and I've learned how to manage those weaknesses so that I could be more productive, stop procrastinating, and just better time management all around. So I'm going to share with you 10 methods and mindsets that I've learned to help you reclaim your life and improve your time management skills as an INFP. So first, within the INFP personality type, we have extroverted intuiting, which is like the explorer, as I call it, as a character within your psyche's questing party. It's the squirrel that always just wants to chase all these different cool ideas. And with that, how we learn and how we connect ideas is through this big, broad pattern recognition and this fireworks type framework. And what that means is that as an INFP, we should leverage that. We shouldn't fight it. And a lot of times, most of the techniques and advice that we learn is, how do you get rid of that? How do you strangle that poor squirrel brain of ours? But instead, you can learn to use it through mind mapping. Mind mapping is you have a centralized node, and then you create different nodes that come off of it, and you get more and more and more, and then you start to connect those. And what you can do for time management is you can start your day with just today, and then you can have like your tasks, like what I want to do in the morning, afternoon, evening, or the core main, like bolder tasks, the big things, the big chunks that you need to do throughout your day, like work. That's probably one thing, right? Or go to school. And then you can kind of connect up the projects and the goals that you have and the different tasks within those, just so that you get a clear, better visual representation of the things that you need to do, instead of just seeing them in a line as a list. That's probably not going to motivate you too much to do them. Also, as INFPs, we use introverted feeling, the core of our personality type, our dominant function. And what this is a way of making decisions based off how things feel with us, how things resonate with us. Is it aligned with our identity? And if it is not in alignment, it creates a lot of internal chaos and just this feeling of like, ugh, I don't want to do this. I don't like doing that. And the problem is, a lot of tasks, a lot of things that you got to do are probably not aligned with who you are as a person and what you want for the world. But it's important to find ways to align the things that you got to do anyway in some sort of like core intrinsic value to yourself. So you want to first identify your values. If you don't know what your values are, it's really important. You can kind of get there by just listing out what's important to you and why is that important to you? Why is that important? Just go 7 to 10 levels deep and you'll find this core key value that is important to you. And you're going to want to weave that into your tasks, weave that into your life in general. And also with the things that you don't want to do, like I don't want to do my taxes. I don't want to clean up my house. Well, finding a way that like cleaning up my house creates more organization. And when I'm more organized, then I have more freedom. And freedom is one of my core values. So great, it aligns. And then you can kind of create this. It's not fake momentum. It's not fake motivation, because it is tied to something that is true. But you wouldn't get there normally just by thinking like, I got to clean my house. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. Like, it's just not going to do much for you. So define your values and lean into those and find ways of weaving those into your day so that you can be more productive, so that you can motivate yourself when you know you need to. Number 3, because we are perceivers, we get this big boost of energy, this excitedness around a new project, around a new task. And then it starts to peter off and we get distracted. We want to go to something else, especially with being an NP. We see the end, or we see all the different possibilities, the different ways that things could go. And that is more exciting than like actually having it manifest, actually accomplishing the goal. So what we can do is we can leverage that. Instead of forcing ourselves into these like 3-hour productivity rampages, we can use the Pomodoro technique. and set 25-minute timers, have a 5-minute break, 25-minute timer, 5-minute break. Do that 4 times, and then take a longer break of like 15 minutes. It's not going to get you into deep work, which is something that a lot of people talk about, but any productivity is better than no productivity. And so if you can leverage that, if you can just say, okay, well, I'm just going to dive into it, get all excited about it. I'm going to, use my star power, do a bunch of work, and then I'm going to go take a break. You can psych yourself up. You can get motivated a lot easier than, okay, I'm going to sit here for 3 hours until a good idea comes. Number 4 is a really difficult one for me because I have family and I have things that I want to do, and likely you do too. But setting boundaries for what is acceptable for other people, like my daughter will just burst in the room sometimes. I'm like, not right now. I got to do stuff. I'm filming a video. Or my son will want to go for a walk, or my wife needs help. There's all these different things. People's needs always pulling on me. And for you, you have that too. You have that within your daily life and career and school and all these things. And knowing when you need to like crystallize your time and say, I'm going to be doing this for the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm unavailable. And just clearly defining that and telling the other person that instead of doing it and then expecting them to mind read you. And then when they interrupt, you get upset about it. Like clearly say, I need my time to do this because this is really important, and set that clear boundary. And it is difficult, at least for me. Maybe you got some techniques or tips that you can leave for us down below in the comments. Number 5 is really important for the structure of our personality type. Again, introverted sensing is our tertiary function, and introverted sensing is about capturing and recalling past memories and implementing what worked in the past. And if you are not doing that, then you're likely repeating the same mistakes over and over again, or the same bad habits. And so in order to combat that, we need to do some daily reflection. At the end of your day, set 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and just say what went well. When was I in flow? What were the good things? I often used to set little reminders on my phone on a random reminder app called Mind Jogger that would just say, are you in flow? And it would just ping me throughout the day. And I would check, okay, I'm in a good mood right now. I'm in a good state. What am I doing? Where am I? Who am I talking to? What's my mindset? And by having that recognition, I was able to craft my day more to be in alignment with that. And that's one way of having daily reflection. But if you're not doing that, then at the end of your day, bookmark your day. Look back and say what went well, what didn't, what were the things that I was doing that I shouldn't have been doing that were the problem, and then implement that. Number 6, if I could, I would turn around my camera and you would see a bunch of sticky notes all over. It's really helpful just, again, for how our brain is structured, how our psyche is working here, to have these different nodes, and especially in real, tangible meat space. If you can have like pictures, or you have a whiteboard that you can write out what you want to do, when you're going to do it, all these different tasks that you have, you can organize them better. Like when I was planning for the Path of Heroes Academy, I had like 20 different sticky notes. And up until that point, my brain was just confused all the time. I was like, how am I going to organize all this stuff? But when they're in real tangible space, I was able to move them around and organize them in different ways. That was really, really helpful. So use that for time management, use that for product management and life management as well. Number 7, if you're not in the INFP community, you should go to inalfeelpositive.com, sign up for the free 5-day personality type tutorial course. You get to learn about your personality type, but also you get access to the INFP Discord community. There are tons of INFPs there that are focused on living a better life. And within that, they've created structures and different accountability partners and routines that have been really helpful for structuring that. And that comes down to having an accountability partner or group that is working with you, not against you, not saying you got to do this, suck it up. Who cares how you feel about it? Do the thing, but saying, good job. You check some things off your list. You're making progress. That's great. You're writing your stories. You're writing your books. You're, actually maintaining your household in a proper way, and you're not leaving stuff all over the place. It's good. It's a good feeling. And having an appropriate accountability partner will really help you with that. Number 8, in today's day and age, it is quite difficult because we're getting distracted by all these different things, all these different alerts and pings. And I've got like 30, maybe 30 tabs open on this browser over here. I've got like saved tabs from other browsers, from all these different things that are calling for our attention in the digital world as well. So having a digital detox can be really helpful for time management. So if it's just deleting an app from your phone, like I noticed I was playing too many games, and so I just deleted them off my phone. It was a little bit painful. I was like, I don't know, I might play you. They're like, I downloaded you for a reason. I never played you, but I might play you. But deleting it, getting rid of it, clearing it up is really helpful, because you're always going to have this little part of you that's like, hey, what about that thing? What about that thing? That's paying attention to all these different directions that we've spread ourselves out on. And getting rid of that and saying, we're done with it, moving it out, moving it to the side is something that's really helpful. One thing, I think it was my ESFP friend that was telling me, is he opened Instagram like habitually all the time. And so he moved it. He just moved it to another location. And then he kept finding himself like opening something more educational. Like, how did I even get into here? But it was just this natural, like, I'm bored, I open, I swipe, I click, and I'm doom scrolling. So if you can alleviate yourself of that routine by moving things around or getting rid of them, you're going to be better off. And another thing is, like, I turn off all notifications pretty much on my phone, and I generally limit myself to checking Discord in the morning, which is probably not the right choice. I should probably do it at night. And I don't get any pings or messages usually from Facebook or anything like that, because I know that I will spend a lot of time in those if I get a message. And, if you look at your phone, you can see how much you've used different apps. That's a motivator for me to say, oh, I used it like 15 minutes today. Carry that out for the week, the month, the whole year. Like, how much time did I waste? And tying that back into my values and saying I could have done something better with that time. Really, that helps motivate me. Number 9 is also tied to our introverted sensing as well as introverted feeling. And if you work with it, you could probably bring in some other functions too. But this is going to keep you motivated. It's going to give you a more positive way of viewing your past, which is something that we often struggle with, because as INFPs, tertiary introverted sensing usually has this baggage attached to it. A lot of weakness, a lot of like, well, this thing happened in the past, so you're a failure. And it's a horrible reminder system that we have. And we often loop between introverted feeling, introverted sensing, saying, I feel strongly about this, or I am this. And then introverted sensing, tell me about things that happened in my past to reinforce that negative belief that I have. And that's not very good. So training ourselves to do it better, which is something I talk about within the INFP masterclass, infp.geekpsychology.com, if you're ready for it, is gratitude. And gratitude is not just like falsely hyping yourself up and making you feel good for no reason. It's training your mind to appreciate things, even if it's small, even if you got to start with like, I woke up and breathed fresh air today, or semi-fresh air. I don't know. I saw a sparkle outside. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at. That's fine. But the more you train yourself to do it, the more your reticular activating system is going to say, oh, this is what you want. You want to learn more about how to be positive. You want to bring in positive insights and have things that make you feel good, okay, I'll look for those more, as opposed to the other side of, training your brain to find things that are not good. And gratitude has tons of awesome benefits like improved sleep quality, reduced depression, enhanced physical health, stronger immune system, lower blood pressure, all sorts of things. And you can find more about gratitude just by giving it a simple Google search, just like you're doing with your brain with introverted sensing. If you look for something with a positive intention, like, tell me the benefits of gratitude, you will find the benefits of gratitude. If you say, why is gratitude fake? Why is MBTI pseudoscience? Then you're going to find things that support that, right? But there are a lot of studies on gratitude that can teach you more about how to, or the benefits of positively using your mind, your imagination, which is awesome because that extroverted intuition can ping all these different ideas and it can find really cool connections if you're looking for them, especially. So look for the positive stuff. And last but not least, dipping into the realm of possibly extroverted sensing and introverted intuiting, which are in our shadow, is mindfulness, getting into your body, paying attention to your breathing. I always recommend 7-11 breathing. Breathe in for a count of 7, out for a count of 11, activates your parasympathetic nervous system and calms you down. And just noticing with your senses, what are you touching? What are you hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling? Did I miss one? Touch, taste, smell, hear, see. It just slows your brain down a bit. Because I know with extroverted intuiting, we can get really, really hot. Like our brain will just start heating up as we're finding all these different connections. And that can be quite difficult. And so just reminding ourselves, go outside, touch grass, chill, relax for a little bit, be with your body and not just with your ideas, is a great reminder. And it's another way of training yourself to put time towards what is important. And if you are managing yourself, then you can manage your time. If you're not managing yourself, then you cannot manage your time. And whatever is measured can be managed. And so if you pay attention to your body, your cognitive functions, your progress throughout the day, your gratitude, utilizing your mind mapping, doing things in a way that works for you, you can have better time management. Or you can do better time management because you have done better self-management. And I'll give you a bonus here. I think the biggest one for time management is just knowing what you want. That's tied into your values, but knowing what you want, having a clear, fully laid out definition of what you want is the key, is the core component to actually making progress towards it. Because how else will you know if you got it? I made a framework called Glower that I'll just run you through briefly. I actually sell it. It's usually as an upsell for other things. It's not something that I just naturally sell, but I'll put a link for it down below. Glower. So G is your goal. You have to clearly define your goal. Again, if you don't know what you want, how will you know when you get it? L is location. Location is like, what are things like right now? Where are you now? So that you can get to your goal. It's like a GPS. If you don't know where you are, you can't get to your goal. If you don't know your goal, it doesn't really matter where you are. So GLO is obstacles. List out any obstacles that could be in the way, that could stop you from making progress on your goals. W is why. Why is this important to you? Lean into your introverted feeling. Why is this something that you want to wake up to accomplish? Because if it's not motivating, you're not going to want to do it. It doesn't, for us INFPs, just checking things off a list is not too thrilling. It feels good once you start doing it, but it's not something that we just wake up wanting to do. E is effects. What are the effects of accomplishing or not accomplishing your goal? This is a big one for me. Again, bringing in emotion. If I don't do this, if I don't record this video, if I don't wake up and show up as my business within Geek Psychology, then what am I going to be doing 10 years from now, 30 years from now? I'm going to feel like a failure. I'm going to regret it. And I don't want that. So leveraging that towards a positive goal is a very positive thing. Also, impact on my family and things too, of course. And R is resources. What are the resources that are there to support you? Who do you know? What do you have? What skills do you have? What technology? What are the things that can be resources to help you accomplish your goal easier? And once you have all that laid out with the Glower formula, then it really helps you organize yourself and motivate yourself for better time management. And if you want some more help understanding how to set clear goals, you can check out this video over here. See you there. Bye. I don't know how to end videos. Still, after 1,000+ videos, I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's okay.